Hi everyone, welcome to E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Puramannur. I am Agil, Assistant Professor, Postgraduate Department of English. Here, I would like to discuss a topic, types of communication, from 5th semester open course, English for Professional Success. After watching this video, the learner will get the different aspects of communication. Types of communication. We can categorize communication based on organizational structure, direction and way of expression. On the basis of organizational structure, it is divided into two, formal communication and informal communication. On the basis of direction or flows of communication, it can be divided into downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication and diagonal communication. It is the area where students have to focus on. Next is way of expression. It also divided into two, that is oral communication and written communication. Let's look it in detail. According to organization structure, the first type of communication is formal communication. Formal communication is associated with the formal organization structure. It travels through the formal channels officially recognized position in the organization chart. The formal channel is the deliberately created, officially prescribed path for flow of communication between the various positions in the organization. Orderly flow of information, identified source, control, answerability for actions, justification of authority, authentic information. These are the main advantages of formal communication. And time consuming, lack of personal touch, distortion and expensive are the main disadvantages of formal communication. Next is informal communication. Communication between individuals and groups which are not officially recognized. Informal channels of communication is also known as grapevine. The advantages of informal communication are social relation, need satisfaction, speed, feedback and better human relations. And the disadvantages are incomplete information, distortion, unreliability, lack of authenticity, problem in fixing responsibility. According to the direction or flow of communication, communication can be divided into four: downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication and diagonal communication. First one is downward communication. Communication which flows from superior to subordinates is referred as downward communication. This type of communication is found especially in organization with an authoritarian atmosphere. Example, sending notice to employees to attend a meeting, ordering subordinates to complete an assigned work. Advantages of downward communication. First one is increase efficiency. It helps to increase efficiency by providing necessary information, guidelines, orders and instruction. Next is improve discipline. In downward communication, the process are done by rules and regulations. So discipline are properly maintained here. Next is better relationship. Superior always give proper instructions for solving any problems of subordinates in organizations. Subordinates are getting all kinds of information from superior. That create a better environment between superior and subordinates. When it comes to disadvantages, first one is loss of information. Here some information also lose because information are flow step by step. Second is time consuming. It is a time consuming process. Information flowing are taking more time. Third one is tendency towards autocracy. Here, superior wants to keep subordinates under pressure. Last one is emphasize on boss interest. Here, subordinates can't take any decision. They just follow the order and instruction of their boss. All the process is done by the basis of boss interest. Next is upward communication. It is just reverse of the downward communication. Upward communication flows from a subordinate's position to a superior position. The example of upward communications are application for grant of leave, submission of progress report, request for grant, etc. Advantages of upward communication. First one is feedback. This channel provides the management with the necessary feedback. On the basis of the feedback, the management can ascertain whether the subordinates have understood a given set of directions properly. Second one is outlet for help up emotions. The employees get an opportunity to vent their problems and grievances when they communicate with the management. Next is positive suggestions. Quite often, this channel brings forward some useful suggestions from the employees which can be implemented for the organization's benefit. Last one is harmony. Upward communication creates a congenial atmosphere and brings the management and the employees closer to each other. It creates a positive psychological factor as employees feel involved. Disadvantages of upward communication. First one is change of information. There have a possibility to change of information because it is a lengthy process. Next is unwillingness. Sometimes subordinate don't send information to superior, so communication system may be disrupted. Third one is risk of distortion. Subordinate don't send a proper message because they fear if they send original fact to their bosses, they may face some problem. Next is indiscipline. Sometimes employees communicate directly to superior by avoiding proper channel command. It's contain indiscipline in the organization. Last one is delay. It is an important limitation of upward communication. It is a long and slow movement of information to the higher authority. Next is horizontal or lateral communication. This kind of communication takes place between departments or people on the same level in an organizational structure. It is one of the most frequently used channels of communication. Face-to-face discussions, telephonic talks, periodical meetings, memos, etc. are ways of carrying out this type of communication. It is very important for the smooth functioning of every organization as it promotes understanding and coordination between various departments. Embarrassing situations can arise when there is a lack of proper horizontal communication. For example, the production and marketing departments must interact with each other because marketing tactics and production planning go hand in hand. The major objectives are to create friendly atmosphere in an organization, to cut across departmental barriers. The last one is to ensure quick feedback. Next is diagonal or crossways communication. Diagonal or crossways communication envisages a horizontal flow of information as well as interaction across different levels of an organization's hierarchy. Communication flows across different levels in an organization among people who may not have direct reporting relationships. Diagonal communication is used to speed up the flow of information. It makes effective efforts for achieving organizational goals. A great deal of communication does not follow the organizational hierarchy, but cuts across well-drawn lines. Channels of such communication are general notices, informal meetings, formal conferences, lunch hour meetings. Now we can just go through the objectives to help in proper coordination. Next is to communicate effectively, whether laterally, horizontally and diagonally. Next is to improve mutual understanding. Last one is to boost the morals or lower level staff through interaction across all the levels in the organization. On the basis of ways of expression, communication can be divided into two. First one is oral communication. Transmission with the help of spoken words is oral communication. In oral communication, both parties of the process exchange ideas through oral words, either in face-to-face communication or through a mechanical device such as telephone, internet, etc. This type of communication saves time and money. Next is written communication. When communication is reduced into black and white, it is called written communication. This includes written words, graphs, charts, etc. It is used by larger organizations for communicating their policies and decisions to their employees. This may take the form of letters, memorandum and instruction to workers, house bulletins, suggestion box scheme and feedback. This is all for today. Expect you have understood. Thank you for watching this video.